YouTube, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jaidan Paradox Customs, bringing you guys a quick video on what very well might be the best USB microphone on the market. So let's hop right into the video. Okay guys, so a quick disclaimer here. These products were actually sent to us by the BEACN team. Although they did not sponsor this video or anything like that, they sent myself and some other team members some products just to kind of do our review, our own thoughts, that kind of thing. We also, had the pleasure of hopping in a call with one of the BEACN guys and kind of got a rundown on what they plan on doing moving forward and stuff like that. Now, with all that being said, this video isn't brought to you by BEACN. They have no touches or says on this video, but I didn't want to leave that disclaimer there because we did get these products for free. All right, guys. So this definitely isn't my first USB microphone. I've actually only ever used a USB microphone, whether it be a dynamic or a condenser, stuff like that. So I definitely have my fair share of experience in this field. Just recently, I actually bought a Diety Vo 7U, I believe is the name. And I believe that is actually BEACN's biggest competitor. So with that being said, I do think I have a pretty extensive knowledge on kind of what a good USB mic sounds like, stuff like that, although I don't have the craziest audio background. I think where the BEACN really excels for me is that when I was coming up for the script for this video, I had a really hard time thinking of cons.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect.
And obviously that's a really good thing. Aside from small annoyances on the BEACN software, which I'm gonna get into in a little bit here, the software and all that, but there was some small annoyances where something, you know, the textures don't load properly, or there's like a little graphical bug or stuff like that. I was told that they're aware of all this stuff and they're trying to fix it. It's simply just because they didn't build their software on a traditional, you know, it's not as traditional. It's more of an audio software, so they kind of know that there's going to be a little bit of bugs and some annoyances with the mouse clicks and stuff like that, but they are working on it, which is super cool to hear that they're all already aware of all this stuff and they're kind of taking measures to prevent them moving forward. Getting right into it, I feel like we can really nail the presentation of the microphone, starting with the packaging. Truthfully, I mean, I think it's really nice packaging, super dope box. I can go ahead and get this open in a second here without ripping it.
I gotta time lapse this. Actually, there you go. Pretty nice and smooth.
And obviously my BEACN's already opened. This sleeve came with the mic, kind of just to protect it from scratches. Came with this little safety pouch, and then the presentation of the box is actually really nicely done, in my opinion. I think it really allows there to be space in the box, and I don't know, I was really impressed with how my box came. Now they sent me a brand new BEACN mix crate and mic, it looks like, so I mean, I feel like I kind of got an expedited special treatment maybe, but as far as I know, team members got similar product and quality, so I mean, that was awesome. I think it's really important for me when I'm getting products either sent for me by companies or just when I'm purchasing a product, that from the minute it arrives at my door, it looks and feels like high quality stuff, and I think BEACN killed that part of this. I mean, even just this little, I'm not a big RGB fan, but this little RGB strip around the mic is super cool. I think the mic looks great when I'm on stream or on a video like this. I'm currently using it actually on my Diety, which is their competitor's, I guess you could say, stand, and I think it looks really good because BEACN currently does not have their own mic stand, which is something I really do hope to see them do in the future. I think that'd be awesome. But yeah, just on terms of like the presentation of the mic, the look, the feel, I think it's awesome. I think it's probably the best looking USB mic that I could think of. My biggest flaw, actually the biggest reason I didn't like my Diety, was because it sounded pretty dope, and for a USB mic it was pretty simple and it was pretty nice, but I really didn't like the presentation of it, and I don't know, I think BEACN does a really good job here. Now I think the mic sounds pretty damn good out of the box. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the raw mic without any of my filters or anything like that. And as you guys can see now, it definitely still sounds pretty good. These are its default settings, and it definitely sounds a little bit worse, I'm not gonna lie. But I think this mic is kind of meant to be tweaked within its software. That's why the software is so cool you'll see when I get into it. But I don't think this mic sounds bad. It definitely doesn't sound as good as when I had it tweaked. But I think if you're looking at the price range and you're comparing it to other stuff in its field, the Diety and stuff like that, it actually puts up a pretty good fight. Now where I think it excels is when I go ahead and switch to my BEACN settings, my saved settings. I think this sounds incredible. I think this actually gets closer to the upper echelon of microphones that aren't USB mics, and the fact that it can compete like that in its price range is kind of insane. All right guys, so moving into the software here in the BEACN app, as you guys can initially see, so this is kind of where I was tweaking which mic I was using, my raw ones versus my settings. This app is a lot more, I keep saying app, it's more of a software. This software is a lot more in-depth and detailed than any other USB mic that I have seen thus far. Now that might be not 100% accurate, but this is just my opinion from what I've seen. Now we kind of have just the mic setup moving forward. This you have your gain, you can go up and down on the gain, your output gain, that kind of thing. Pretty basic stuff here. But if we move along to the next tab, we have noise suppression, which is super dope. This kind of suppresses all the noise that the mic's receiving. You have your sensitivity on it, how much you want to suppress. Now, this initially was off when I had it on, and you kind of can hear a little difference there. And then I'm going to turn that back on, and you can kind of see where we're at. Moving forward, we have an expander. And again, guys, I'm no audio genius.
Well, duh.
I'm not really the craziest audio guru, but I definitely know what a good mic sounds like, I think, and not. And I've definitely noticed a difference when I was playing with all these settings. So my expander's on, and I have it on just a simple mode, nothing too crazy. Now, where I really like the mic coming in is the compressor. So you guys can see here, we have the amount of compressor, the threshold, all that stuff. But I really like the fact there was this artificial makeup gain. Something about that was really cool to me. Now, do I really know what it does? Not necessarily, but I definitely noticed a difference when, so if I had my gain initially on 15, it didn't sound as good as if I had it on 10 and then this 5 decibel makeup gain. So I don't know. That was really cool to me. And then we had these presets all here, so you guys can go like kind of a low voice preset versus a high voice preset. Kind of your advanced EQ. You can have these guides on, which is super cool, and you guys can see it kind of explains everything there. And then your bass enhancing, stuff like that. So I was told that the bass enhancing is not really something that a lot of these microphones, USB mics in particular, do. And these de-essers also built into the software, super cool. It kind of makes your S's super smooth. As I just said, 4 S's back to back to back to back. Another really cool thing to note is that the software actually comes with its own built-in YouTube video. So as you guys can see here, so for the Exciter, let's say, right, you really don't know what that does. If you go ahead and click this question mark here, and then you hit the YouTube button, it's going to go ahead and pull up a YouTube video made by BEACN, taking you to the exact timestamp. So let me actually play this ad through, and it goes to the exact timestamp that the Exciter and the de-esser is being talked about. So it's super simple. And I really think they go above and beyond in terms of helping. I do want to say really quickly that I actually hopped in a call with one of the BEACN guys for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And we kind of just chopped it up, went back and forth. He helped me set up my mic to sound like this. And I kind of got a pretty good idea of where he made all the improvements on my mic, where the big changes came from. So if you guys do have a BEACN mic or want to buy a BEACN mic and want to see us do a more in-depth video on how to make it sound the best in a more generalized setting, because obviously everybody's mic is different. But if you guys kind of want to go through some general settings with your BEACN mics, I'd definitely be down to get that going on the YouTube channel for sure. Truthfully, my conclusion on the BEACN mic is that if you're in the market for a new USB microphone and you're kind of debating going back and forth, of everything I've used, this is personally my #1 recommendation. Not just because they sent it to me for free. I mean, that really doesn't even weigh into my opinion very much, because I've gotten some free stuff in the past where I really wasn't a fan of what's going on, and kind of, you know, then I just either scrap a video or maybe kind of make a tweet about how I disliked it. But I think from the jump, BEACN did a really good job of making sure me and my guys were taken care of, which was super cool. And then aside that, the mic is truthfully the best microphone I've ever used. I have not ever had a Shure SMB setup or a, you know, that kind of intense audio setup. I've never wanted one or needed one. I think they're too much. So I've always wanted to use a USB mic. I've always wanted to use a good sounding USB mic. Initially, my go-to when I was weighing between finding 2 mics, I had the Deity in mind and I had the BEACN, and I ended up buying the Deity just because it was less of a question mark. I didn't have to go in the software and make changes, and that kind of threw me off a little bit on the BEACN. After using the Deity for about a month and a half, I kind of was regretting my decision. I don't want to say let down, because I got exactly what I paid for and exactly what I knew I was getting, and it just wasn't the same. So when I reached out to BEACN, actually they hit me back and said they were down to do something with us. I was super excited, and I truthfully can say that after I went through, got the mic, unboxed it, set it up, I instantly liked the way it looked on my desk. And then when I went through and did all my software tweaks and stuff like that, I think this mic sounds absolutely incredible. I think when I'm thinking about this microphone and kind of how I'd give it a grade, you know, looking at some major categories, its look, its performance, how it competes against other mics in its field. I mean, its look, it's gorgeous. I'd give this mic literally a 10. I wouldn't change anything about the aesthetic of the mic. I do wish that they had their own mic arm, so I can kind of give a review on that. They don't, so I'm using the Deity again, like I said. But the look of this mic is a 10, especially on the mic arm. I think it looks really cool. Performance on the mic, I'd give it a 9. I think it sounds absolutely stunning when it's all set up. The only flaw with it is that you do have to kind of go and tweak the software. So if that's not your thing, I can understand the turnoff there. Although I definitely recommend giving it a shot. And the software bugs that are going to get fixed, again, just little click stuff. I'm kind of OCD about stuff like that, so it bothers me just a tad. But again, stuff like that's super simple. And then in terms of how difficult it is to actually set up, I think once you go through the software, you watch some of the videos, it's actually pretty simple to go ahead, make changes, and you can hear yourself and make yourself sound better. To kind of wrap all this up, I think that if you are in the market for a new microphone, specifically a USB microphone, but just you're kind of weighing your options in general, I personally give this BEACN mic its stamp of approval. I think it's definitely the mic to beat right now in the USB mic field. And even if you're kind of weighing between going through a straight up USB BEACN mix and mic setup versus a goxlr and a Shure SMB and stuff like that, I honestly think the BEACN puts up a pretty good fight. And if you're not willing to spend that extra price, or you kind of think the goxlr is a little too much, too messy, I definitely think the BEACN is kind of where you want to be looking at. So where I kind of stand on things right now is until I get my hands on a better quality USB microphone, this is kind of what I'm going to be preaching. I personally haven't seen anything. I've seen some reviews and other stuff on videos, and it looks like actually I'm not the only person who believes that the BEACN is kind of doing it super right now, which is awesome. But until I get my hands on something that I think blows me away or does a better job than this, which I haven't yet, this is the mic I'm going to be recommending for anybody in the content creation / streaming / Zoom meetings. If you want to look good, you want to sound good, and you want a mic that kind of represents high quality professional content, I think the BEACN so far is the way to go. Alrighty guys, if you guys enjoyed this quick product review and you kind of enjoyed this style of video, please do not leave without leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. If you have any other products you want to see us review or go over, whether it be a BEACN product or not, which we do have some other BEACN videos coming soon, please do leave them in the comments down below, and we'll definitely be reaching out to all these different companies. We have a lot of stuff in the pipeline right now, but we also want some input from our subscribers, stuff like that. So like I said, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.